Chappets, it's Barry here, and today in this video I'm going to be looking at an expansion for this game called Firefly, the game. Let's put that there. And that little expansion is called Breakin Atmo, which is a small deck of 50 cards which you insert into the other game to make the game bigger. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about the base game. I'm just going to show you what the cards do. If you want to see my review as a solo player playing Firefly, then you can check that out on the Dice Tower network, or you can check it out on my YouTube site. But basically, Firefly the game is based on the series. You're a bunch of space cowboys, each player, and you're flying around the universe doing jobs. You can do nice jobs, which is delivering passengers or cargo to other planets, or you can be nasty jobs, go to a planet, be naughty. And each game you have a mission card, and all the players have to do the missions on the card, and it's kind of a race to see who can get there first, get to a destination first, or get the most money first. And I found the game kind of, there was not much theme of Firefly there, apart from the art. There was not much in the way of good mechanics, and there was nothing there to grip me. And as a solo playing game, I have played lots of multiplayer games now of this version, I have played lots of with other people. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. So, I'm going to stop jabbering now, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at these cards, and so you can see for yourself if you think this is something you could add to your game of Firefly. Ka-ching! So as I said, there's basically 50 cards, 51 if you can count the rule book. Yes, the rule book. You just basically add the cards into the existing deck. So you've got 5 for each of the locations and 5 for each of the contacts. The cards that you can add to this Cyrus or Shipworks include the Encyclopedia here, the Universal Encyclopedia, which gives you a bonus of 1 mechanic skill. And you can, if you do a deal action from any location, you can draw the top 3 cards of the misbehaving deck and put them back in any order, which is quite useful if you know you're going to be naughty, so you can check them out. You also get 2 of these Alliance body armors, which is kind of like the medic. If your character's wearing them and you've got to kill someone off, you can roll a dice to see if they get killed or not. And then there's these 2 helmsmen which you can add. They're both morale and they're both pilots, and they count as if you're solid with Harken. So that's not too bad, so you don't have to do any Harken missions, even though the Harken missions are the easiest ones to complete, so yeah, so there you go. In Silverhold, you can buy a round of drinks, which is the best in the house, and it will remove all disgruntled tokens from all your crew. There are 2 vehicle-mounted BFGs, which are good because if you've got a transport, you add them on, you can add 2 extras to your fighting skill. And then you have these 2 people, these hillfolk and a mercenary. Okay, the good thing about this Elder Gorman, he's free, and he gives you lots of speaking, but he won't go on missions which are naughty. Whereas this dude, the head goon, he has good firepower, and if you've got 3 mercs on your crew, he gives you a +2 on your speech as well. Now, Persephone, you can have the Gentleman's Dueling Sword, which counts as a fancy dud and as a skill check for fighting, which is quite useful, and you can also add a +1 to it when you do a skill test. The Cortex uplink works kind of like the Encyclopedia. It's basically you do a deal action and you can look at the top 3 jobs of a contact, and you can accept and discard as normal. And then you have these 2 characters, the Fixer and the Accountant. Well, the Fixer is pretty straightforward. He counts as a fake ID, and he just gives you a boost in mechanics and speech. Whereas the Accountant is quite useful, because whenever you reach one of your goals, you just take 500 squandoolies, whatever they're called. At the Space Bazaar, you can get this breaching tool, which is a great little tool to have, because whenever you do a salvage ops, you can put one of your extra contraband on your vessel, which is useful, and it counts as explosive. And there's 2 of them! I forgot there's 2 of them. We have two merchants who are very shrewd traders. So they give you a basic speech skill and mechanic skill. And whenever you sell cargo, you get an extra 100 spondoolies, whatever you want to call them, to each piece of cargo that you sell, which is quite useful as well. And my favourite card is the tool playing cards. This is a great card to have because one, it's free, but you discard whenever you want and you pay 500 to the bank. You draw 5 misbehaving cards, and if 3 out of the 5 cards have the same suit, they're all hearts or spades or whatever, you actually take 1500. I've seen this card used a lot. There was one player who kept going to the same shop and gambling. He'd lose a couple of times because there was no the misbehaving cards which matched. But when he won, it was Shogun. And finally we come to Regina. You get these 2 transports, the Mud Dog ATVs. Again, they're a bonus because if you do a smuggling job, you get 1 extra contraband which you can load on for free. This firearm here is super cool because it's got it counts as a sniper rifle and a firearm, and it also can give you a reroll on one of your skill checks for your combat. And this Nadia's gun collection again does the same thing. It gives you 2, a fancy duds and a firearm, and again you can reroll any speech skill test, which is great. And then we have this specialist, just a plain old soldier who counts as a sniper rifle and a firearm. He's not allowed to carry anything. That's not fair, is it? Now we come to the contact cards. This is Amandul, and as you can see, it just looks like a normal smuggling job. You go to Sinon and White Suns and you drop off on Regina, and you need 2 mechanics to get through, but there's this little bonus down here. Basically, for each mechanic skill that you use from your people, from your equipment that you equip to your people, you get a bonus of 400 on top. So basically this job is 800, and you've already used 2 because you need the 2, so that's another 800 on top, so that's 1600, and then any bonuses that you get. And most of these cards are pretty much the same. Go there, misbehave, drop off stuff. Go there, misbehave, drop off stuff. And then you've got your normal bonuses, your companion bonuses on top of everything else. So as you can see, much of the same. The Badger jobs. Badger's kind of like really knocked off with people, and he asks you to go to planets and misbehave to get lots of money. And you get bonuses upon bonuses for each skill that you have. So fighting skills that you use after misbehaving, you get big bonuses and big pays out. And there's a nice little story, little kind of like subtext here, which you can read, which really pays off and makes the mission feel really good. But as you can see, it's pretty much the same as in the base game. Harken has some really nice easy missions which don't give you much of a payout, but they're all legal, which is the main thing, which is a good way to start the game whenever you're playing. It's nice to do a nice easy mission. This is legal but immoral, so your crew will become disgruntled. All you got to do is travel to Persephone, mon français c'est mauvais. Okay, and just get paid. Well, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. Here's another one. Just travel there and just get paid. Simple. But if you've got lots of characters and equipment, again with the fighting skill, you're going to get paid bucket loads. Again, Patience is a bit like Badger. She's a bit knocked off with people, and she asks you to go and do jobs and misbehave in other places. And a lot of her needs require firearms and snipers and bits and bobs transport. So you're going to be finding yourself just travelling, being naughty, and getting paid lots of money for it, which is kind of nice. It's kind of nice, but very hard to accomplish, especially with the misbehaving cards, because they're so random sometimes. And finally, the Nishka missions. He gives you lots of money, but you have to misbehave 4 times. 4 times, and you have to have a rep with him as well. That's really hard. But you, again, this is a kind of simple one. 3 times you misbehave, and the pay's not that good. But look at this, 2,000 plus 200 for each gun skill that you have. Misbehave 3 times just to load up a passenger. Oh. And this one, load up fugitives and then misbehave 4 times before delivering. Very immoral. 4 times you've got to be naughty. Ah! That's risking it. You're going to have a good crew to get these missions done. So there you go, Breakin Atmo. Okay, the first question you're probably asking is, well, Barry, you didn't really like Firefly, so why did you get this? Well, I was hoping that adding these cards into the game would make the game a bit more better. But they don't seem to do anything, in all truth, for me. Now, if you loved Firefly, this is a no-brainer. You will go out and buy this. If you thought, like me, it was okay, then take it or leave it, because I'd rather leave it, because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't add anything new. It just kind of remixes and doesn't, you know. And again, there's 5 new cards and you're adding them to another deck, and so the chances of them coming round are very, very slim. And if you didn't like Firefly whatsoever, why are you watching this video? As you saw from the cards, the missions offer you more ways to get money quicker. So if you go on a mission and you've got lots of talking skills and the mission gives you a bonus for each talking skill that you have, you're going to send all those people with the equipment that they've got, which gives them a talking skill. And so you're going to come back with a lot of money. And this kind of, if you draw these cards luckily, and you have a lot of these mission cards, and there's 25 of them, so there is a good chance maybe, you're going to get a lot of money really quickly. And obviously that will speed up the game, because a lot of the game requires money and buying stuff and then paying your crew off and things like that. So in a way it does cut the game down in speed and length just a fraction. The mission cards I kind of like them better, because in the base game there was a lot of transporting cards. So it's just basically you read it and you go, oh, you've got to go there to do that and go there to drop it off. Okay. And there was a lot of cards like that. There was not many cards in the base game with flavoured text. Most of these cards have flavoured text, and that's good. That kind of brings in the theme of Firefly for me a bit. But the problem that I have with those cards is that flavoured text is at the bottom, and it's kind of written in orange on a brown background. And normally when you're drawing these cards and you're playing the game, you're just looking at where you got to do, where you got to go, and what you got to do. So you don't really read the flavoured text. So if it'd been, it's like an Arkham Horror card. You know, you look at it. The first thing you do is you look at the headline and you read what's going to happen in the situation. It's an event. It's an environment card, and then you think, wait a minute, I've got to start from the bottom to see where a portal opens up, and then monsters move, which is on the bottom, and then they've got to go up to the clue, where's the clue, and then read the text. And this is a problem. If the text had been at the top, and had been bright, bold, and told you the story, okay, Badger would like you to do this because he's really narked with what's-his-face over there, so go over there, kill a couple of his guys, and then I'll pay you some money. And then you look and you see, oh, you've got to go there. So I'm going to wrap up by saying that this non-game changing expansion is a board game expansion that you should probably ignore and just go out and buy this one instead, because I'm sure that this will change the game.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.